Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How's everyone been, man? It's been a minute.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, man.
How are you? Good.
I'm not good, man. Last time I was here, I had a voice. Now, got a sore throat. But yeah, man, alhamdulillah. It's been a while. This episode was pending, and no better time to do it now. Everyone's on a little break, little holiday, aren't we? You guys got anything planned?
Nah.
No.
It's that time of the season, innit? If you're in school and stuff, you're just getting ready for exams and stuff like that. Other than that, just sitting at home in the snow outside. So, yeah. Same old.
It's freezing, man.
It snowed on a matting, man. I seen wheels spinning. Anyways, aside from that, speaking of holidays, as we know, we are upon the festive season. So I thought it was only right we discuss about these antics with the brothers and maybe give you guys benefit on how to avoid these situations and combat them. So, who would like to kick us off? Thank you, Mustafa.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone knows what time it is. Christmas. The celebration of the kuffar. And it's become to a point where it's difficult to avoid, even like in schools and the workplaces. Like you even see like like basically everyone, like even people that aren't even Christian, like everyone just celebrates it. So it's come to a point where protecting like yourself and even like your children and stuff from it. It's like it's similar with like, for example, like birthdays and stuff, because it gets to a point, if your child goes to school, like every kid's like celebrating their birthday, so your kid like your child like feels left out. So it's got to a point where it's kind of like that now. Like if you're not celebrating Christmas, then like it's like like especially like your children, they'll feel like left out. And even in every workplace, like they're doing like Christmas parties and stuff like that. And so people that don't know like the severity like behind celebrating, especially this celebration, because it's based upon a false belief that the Christians have, that Jesus is the Son of God. So a person that doesn't know like the severity of this, then he's just gonna follow what is happening in these places, and he's not gonna think there's anything wrong with it. So yeah, there needs to be more education and stuff around these areas, so to help like Muslims stay away from it.
Yeah, even Muslims are like participating in it now, like so like like kids feeling like they're missing out and like they're left out. It's even more so because even the Muslims are like now doing it, so they're gonna think, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Innit? But that just comes from obviously ignorance. And
I think the reason why they partake in it, a lot of it stems from thinking that it's culture, because I think it's Christmas time, Christmas sale, Christmas season,
Boxing Day.
Yeah, Boxing Day. It's everything just feels like it's shifted from religion to culture. But if we go back to its roots, it's actually, I think they started off as a pagan activity. I think they used to worship some star or something like that. Allah Alam, but it's paganism, really and truly, if you go back to its roots. So a lot of people don't know that, so they just partake in it. I think it's something not too big. As Muslims, we can do it, but we can't, because if I take it back to what is shirk and, it's the fundamentals. I think if people understand the fundamentals, they'll know straight away what shirk, what's tawheed. Like we mentioned before in another episode, if someone knows what tawheed is, they'll know what shirk is. They can just see it. So I think we should talk about that first. So what is shirk? Someone take it.
You might as well finish it off, mate.
Okay, just as a basic answer, shirk is the opposite of tawheed. And shirk is to call upon other than Allah. There's many types of shirk. There's major and minor. Major shirk is the one that if you die upon it, you go to hellfire forever. That's number one. Number two, all your actions are just nullified. And but for minor sins is different. Minor sins could be like minor shirk. Minor shirk could be like swearing by your mother instead of Allah, stuff like that. Major shirk, I forgot to give an example for it. It's like making dua to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Basically, making dua, any act of worship be directed to other than Allah. That's major shirk. So in a nutshell, that's what shirk is. obviously it expands out to different things like culture and stuff like that. Walaa Wal Baraa, all the stuff you have to study. It's not befitting to like just mention it out of nowhere in a podcast. So yeah, that's what shirk is.
You touched upon something there that's very common. People swearing upon like someone else's life, like their mum's life, their grand's grave, whatever. It's a very common practice.
Very common, yeah.
And people don't know the severity of it.
Yeah.
So it's very important we learn about these things.
Because the thing is, yeah, if someone comes to you and says, oh, so like if I hear someone say, oh, on my mom's life or something like that, yeah, and if I go to them and say, oh, bro, that's shirk, like, don't say that, innit? Or that's minor shirk, don't say that. They'll be like, oh, well, I'm not saying anything, it's not that deep, you know what I'm saying? But you have to realize that shirk is a big thing, like, you can't go easy with it, innit? I don't know about you, but like, if you try and advise someone like that, most of the time they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's nothing.
They'll say, I didn't mean it, I just a comment.
Yeah, you say, oh, I don't mean it like that, you know. But obviously, it is a big thing. We can only swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I think there's clear evidence as well. Like a lot of people want like a hadith or like, because like you know when it comes to like certain things like music, a lot of people make the excuse like, oh, it's not in the Quran, this that. But there's a hadith actually that like addresses this. I think goes man halafa bi ghayri Allahi faqad ashrak. So whoever swears by other than Allah, he's committed idolatry. So I don't know how more clear cut you can get like, and like when people say, "Oh, swear on your mom's life," they're saying swear on your mom's life. So when you say mom's life, you're entailing that you're swearing on your mom's life. So yeah, like those kind of things. I think it's very like clear cut. It's more culture now than like meaning. But we have to understand that regardless of what the intent is, it falls under that minor shirk category in and of itself, basically. Yeah.
Also, another thing, we're talking about swear upon someone else's life, and then people feel like, all right, cool, I'll just say Wallahi instead. But now, these days, the term Wallahi is just so degraded. Like, you lie and you still say Wallahi. It's like so belittled. It's something so big, you're swearing by Allah. It's something so big. And
there's a hadith on that as well. Is that, لا تحلفوا إلا بالله ولا تحلفوا إلا وأنتم صادقون. So don't swear except by Allah, and don't swear except that you're truthful. So yeah, and well, bro, even non-Muslims say it now. Like, wallahi.
Yeah, it's become like a slang term now, man.
It's just
it's sad, man.
It's one.
I think it comes from that angle of Muslims are respected and they respect their God. So if I say it, it means that I'm truthful.
Yeah.
But I think there's a statement from Imam Shafi'i where he said, if someone says Wallahi excessively for no reason, or no like valuable reason, no real reason, then be wary that he could be a liar. So if someone's always saying Wallahi, because there's no need to say Wallahi. Say, Wallahi, I'm in the room right now. Wallahi, I'm picking up my phone. It's like he needs to reiterate the fact that he's doing something using Wallahi to show that he's truthful. So that means if he doesn't say it, could mean that he's a liar, if that makes sense.
And I know in some cultures back home,
My Somali brothers, man.
obviously I'm not calling no one out, but obviously like once you come to understanding that, you know, excessively using it is not praiseworthy, then like just cut down on it. Like, be truthful with all your speech, bro. Like, you don't
bro.
need to.
You reminded me of this one video I saw recently. It's like a football team talk, a Somali team. Donny said, Wallahi, bed. So I was like, it's sad, man. And now we got the kuffar even saying it now, making it like something so little. But yeah, man, sorry to interrupt, bro.
No.
You may proceed.
That was it.
That was it?
Yeah.
All right, calm. Anything else you guys want to touch on? Something common?
There's a lot of things that are common, man.
Give us one.
A lot of things.
Even like the statements like, you know, like people like, you know, like good luck and stuff like that, or like luck, and I don't know if people like really believe it, like in luck and stuff, but
Like
it's just
touch
like
wood.
yeah, stuff like even like in school, like say you got an exam and like you're talking to like your Muslim brother and you say good luck. What, like why though? Like just you could say like wafaqakallah, like make dua for them, but you're saying good luck, like
Or you can just say inshallah we do well, may Allah make it easy for
yeah.
you. I don't think a lot of people know what luck is, because luck, there's no such thing as luck. Everything was written 50,000 years before we were created.
A lot of these like phrases and words, like I think it's just from the culture. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't think, like growing up myself, like when we say good luck, like it's just It's just almost saying like good morning kind of thing. So it's like almost culture. No, seriously though, seriously.
No, but sometimes it's just natural instinct to just say like if you someone tells you something, you just like, oh, good luck
Yeah, exactly.
for it. innit?
So it's become like that kind
Yeah.
Even
of normalized basically.
But it's not the same thing as like, you know how people believe in like karma and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you do good, then good will come back to you or something like that. But obviously, I think it's some like Buddhist or Hindu belief or something like that.
it is.
Yeah. I can't like shirk is like almost like everywhere.
Bro, there's so many superstitions, man.
Yeah, bro. Even like, you know, like star signs and horoscopes and stuff like that. A lot of people are into that, man. Like, I don't know how people believe that.
In ends.
But just to mention which
If you
one,
if you walk in between the poles.
Oh yeah.
No, that's not really a thing.
there's a lot of
That's not
weird
really-
things
it's
that
not
Bro,
happen.
there's a lot of superstitions. in it.
Superstitions, yeah. A lot.
Even like the eye.
Yeah.
I remember when
yeah.
we went to Turkey, yeah, bro. I was inside the gift shop. I was trying to find something without the eye. I couldn't find anything.
The blue eye.
Yeah, the blue. Everything had it on it. I'm like, bro, what do I get, bro? It's crazy.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
People actually believe that's gonna protect them.
Yeah, that's quite a few
They
common
even
ones.
had it
you
at the
know.
front of the shops, innit?
Yeah,
They have it everywhere.
bro. In the gift shops, you go in there, you can't find anything without it. Like,
Yeah,
I remember one on the boat. They even had it on the boat, just think like,
Yeah.
as a form of protection. Basically, if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's like some blue circles. It represents an eye for evil eye. It keeps evil eye away, and is a form of protection for you, apparently. So that's why people use it.
Well, you know what it is like. I feel like people are more ignorant to what it entails, rather than ignorant to the rulings. Basically, like I feel like the solution is education, man. I'm not-
100%. 100%.
Always.
Even if you spread like a message, imagine how much people can see that.
Yeah, it's all.
I know a lot of people. They're genuine people. So once they hear like you've explained, the meaning behind this eye, they're like, oh, you're right, you know. And you'd think, oh, this guy's innocent,
Yeah.
you know. Inshallah, they're excused for ignorance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very widespread. So
Yeah, a lot of them don't know, but it's just passed down. Like it's from their tradition, innit?
exactly.
That evil, like that eye thing. So like, because they don't know, it's been part of their life since growing up. No one's told them any different, innit? So they just follow what their parents and their forefathers have been telling them.
But that's a very common one. What you said before, I said about karma and the horoscopes. That's such a common one, man.
Yeah.
But the thing of karma, it roots back to like this Hinduism, something to do with Hinduism. I think it was a god or something like that.
I've no idea.
Allah A'lam, but the concept of it makes sense. Like if you do good, good will come back to you. The concept of it is fine, but the whole thing about karma, that's karma happened to you, or you fell down because karma or something like that. Then that's
No, but the people like they have like I don't know if they call it karma points or something like that, but like they have like they track what they do in it. So they say, oh, I did this bad thing. Like, oh no, something's gonna happen to me now.
Yeah,
like some
yeah.
bad luck
They
is gonna come
count it.
to me. Something like that, man.
Allah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They store it in their memory, bro.
Yeah.
So if something bad happens to them, be like, oh,
that
what's
was
that
my
time when I
karma,
did
What's
yeah.
that
that?
time when I did that in 2000?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man.
But they believe it comes from like the universe and
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
the
that.
issue. That's the issue.
Yeah,
The
they say
universe
the
has power.
universe
That's
is
a
that.
new thing as well, man. Like, oh, the universe is giving me a sign and whatnot. What do you mean the universe?
That's the
is giving
issue.
me a sign?
What is the universe? Is it some
When you
sort of
create the
energy?
universe, bro.
Exactly.
I don't know why they don't like. Oh, yeah, I don't know. They obviously believe in a higher power, like, but I don't know why they don't just focus that to.
Bro, the funniest
Allah.
one is horoscopes.
Yeah.
How are you going to tell me how I am based on the month
The
I was
stars.
born?
That might be the most ridiculous thing.
That is
people
the most
believe in,
ridiculous
kind
one. And people take it like religiously, like
Yeah.
take it proper, like
Yeah.
I can tell your energy of Scorpio.
of. And the thing is, a lot of the time they're
Oh,
wrong,
we're
you
not
know.
compatible.
Yeah, that as well, compatibility and stuff like that.
SubhanAllah. Imagine sometimes you haven't spoken to the person. Like, no, I can't speak to him. He's Aquarius.
These days, that's the first line. What horoscope are you?
Yeah, that's the first.
Scorpio.
That's the first sign to run away, bro. It's not
That's
like
it's shirk, by the way. Just to clarify, it's shirk.
Yeah.
It all sounds
Horoscopes
funny
thing
and
is
that,
shirk.
but it's shirk. Just know that. It all might be fun and games. Putting your little Scorpio in your bio. It won't be fun and games with the day of judgment.
No,
Oh,
what is
so
true?
true.
Welcome to
Yeah,
some
true,
shit,
true.
man.
I mean, but the thing is, a lot of people, like a lot of young people, are into that now, and I don't even know how it appeals to them. I don't understand it. Like, apparently they look at like
they think it's a game, bro.
the moon charts and the sun charts and stuff like that. Like,
It's crazy.
I don't know.
It's a game.
Yeah,
Everyone's got their own attributes.
yeah.
Find your like Pokemon. It's weird, bro. It's
Bro,
crazy.
but it's like just that, like when you're surrounded by something, then it just becomes like the norm, innit?
Yeah,
That's
no,
what.
I
That's
feel
what.
like just because we have been presented like the message of Islam and in a correct way, correct understanding, inshallah. Anyway, obviously like what people do is wrong, but like we should aim to, you know, share the message. Because it's easy. I know a lot of people on Twitter and all this. It's easy to say, oh, this is wrong, this is right. I mean, this is wrong, sorry. But like, is that guy actually giving da'wah like behind the screen basically? Is
Does he know what he's doing?
People? Yeah. Is he? I don't know, man. That's what I feel. I feel like it's easy to say this is wrong, and it is wrong. It may well be wrong, and in this case, of course, it's wrong. But a lot of stuff boils down to education. Like I mentioned, like a lot of people are just ignorant. They will just follow culture because they don't find any belonging in religion. Maybe.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Perhaps. But yeah, man. Yeah.
And also the blessing from Allah and that Allah's guided you and who hasn't guided.
Allah guides.
Who he wills and misguides who he wills. Yeah,
it's true. SubhanAllah, we should be scared of that because, like you said about the horoscopes, it's just the way someone presented the information to them. They formulated in such a way that it just made them believe it. It's like evolution.
Yeah.
Like before this whole evolution stuff, no one would have thought we came from monkeys or anything like that. But the way they presented it through people that have influence and so-called educated people with perfect uses of words.
The eights, bruv.
Huh?
What size? How could you believe that stuff?
No, yeah, but I swear evolution is like a gradual change. So if if you have a monkey and then it became a human, there's surely some in between in that, like where you're like half human, half monkey type thing. Where's the evidence for that, bro?
Bro, I'm telling you that back then they had bare eights, fam. No one was hitting them grades.
Nah, well, it's not back then.
No, I'm talking about
the way they adapted.
Darwinian evolution, all of that stuff.
What if they say you mutated or adapted?
Anyways,
All of this is kalam.
Yeah, I've never seen a monkey, half human. So
anyway, it's not important. I don't see any important.
No, but it's because a lot of some Muslims actually believe that.
Yeah.
Because that's what they study in school.
And they don't know anything else to counter that, innit? So
and they haven't studied the deen or anything, so they just accept it. So yeah. So if someone presents something to you with minimal to adequate amount of evidence, it can actually affect your mindset and the way you think.
Especially if it's the first time you're encountering it.
That's why I have to be equipped with knowledge, man.
And
like if we didn't know about shirk and stuff, you never know. We could have been tested with that horoscope thing. We could have
even from like growing up and stuff like that, like the way your parents portray Islam to you and how like if you have the importance of Islam from the beginning, even if you don't study it like that or give it that much importance when you're younger, if you learn that you're a Muslim and that's your identity and that's who you are and you can't change that, then when you grow up you use that as like your yardstick for addressing and analyzing these different ideologies in it. So for example, if I know I'm a Muslim and I'm seeing all these horoscope stuff and I know the basics of Tawheed and Shirk, like I know that Allah is the only one to worship and you can't direct it to anything else, even just knowing that, then you'll see, okay, horoscopes, that's going against what Tawheed is, that will nullify my Islam, therefore I can't believe in that, stuff like that. Even just having that basic stuff, that's why like tarbiyah and like education from parents is very, very, very important.
I think Tim Humble was saying something similar, like a lot of people ask, why do we study Aqidah, why do we study Tawheed? And it's because of these things. Like if one day, perhaps one of us to fall off, we have the knowledge of this being incorrect, this being, false, for example, or this being correct, this being the right path to follow. So I feel like you mentioned, at a very young age is very important. Especially like,
Anything else? Because now we're going to talk about how to stay away from these things.
Okay.
So we'll start off with the big one. One that's coming up soon. Christmas. How do we stay away from partaking in these activities, whether it be at work, school, or even
I mean,
I can't lie, if your family does it, then it's long days. It's a bit difficult.
Well, it's different to give everyone advice on this because there's different types of Muslims and we can't just put them all in the same pool because, reverts and stuff like that. But a general response would be stay away from it as much as you can. Because you might say, okay, when this happens, do this. But then, for example, like I know a brother, he's a revert brother. His family celebrates Christmas, of course. And now he's at home and it's dinner time and having the Christmas roast, the turkey, everything. So it's like, what do I do? Do I eat this? Do I leave it? Do I run away? What do I do? So like, you can't give advice to everyone. There's specific situations, innit? But in general, just stay away from it. try to stay away from stuff. And I'm not saying stay away from that lovely chicken roast and chicken stuff. I'm not saying stay away from it, but in general, there's activities like Christmas tree, buying a Christmas tree, celebrating this, is that, alcohol, stuff like that. Just try to stay away from it if you're Muslim.
I'd say, firstly, understand like that it's incorrect. That's the first step into anything. And then I would say, like, going back to that hadith, correct me if I'm wrong in it. With regards to Iman, like, first you use your hands and you speak, and then you hate it with your heart. I think that's very important, especially when it comes to like reverts, for example. For example, if you advise like your family and that, sometimes it might not be possible, and obviously you can't use your hands. So you just gotta hit in your heart and pray to Allah, like,
to guide them.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the most practical thing for them.
For that situation.
Yeah, because you can't use your hand, because say you're a son, you can't use, because the hand is used for in authority, like if you're a father, stuff like that. And you can speak to them, you can advise them, look, I'm Muslim, this is that, don't drink alcohol here, or let's not celebrate this, like, stuff like that. And worst comes to worst, just hate in your heart. That's good advice.
So what about Christmas parties at work?
Just say no, no?
Just say no. Yeah, just say
Because it's not, I'm pretty sure it's not mandatory to attend those.
No, it's not.
Okay, if you understand that Christmas is, haram, and you're basically celebrating like the birth of the Son of God, astaghfirullah, and you realize how bad that is in Islam, yeah. First have that, and then if you know that, okay, cool, it's a party, you're like, especially with the kuffar, you're not missing out on much, man. The stuff they get up to in their parties, bro, like
Dead food.
they're just drinking and doing madness, isn't it? So you have to like ingrain that in your head that what they're doing, you're not missing out on, like, because you're just gonna go there, you're gonna sin for even being there, celebrating the birth of Jesus, and then partaking in like alcohol and being opposite gender, all that stuff. So like that should disgust you. Like you should get that mindset of this is wrong and this is nasty. Like I don't want to be in these kind of environments, and then just don't go. Like just avoid it as best as you can. Like just make an excuse to say no, I can't attend. Sorry, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yeah, I say that's the best opportunity for you, because if you stamp your authority, Christmas, innit, that's very big. If you tell them no, I can't come because of this, my religion says no,
I agree.
you won't be invited because it's Christmas, innit?
Yeah.
They won't invite you for like no after work parties, all these other silly little things, yeah, because they see Christmas as like big, innit?
Yeah.
So if you say no to Christmas, you're probably going to say no to all these things, and makes it easier for you as well to practice as a Muslim.
It's just boundaries, man, when it comes to work and stuff.
And don't be that guy don't be that flimsy person that says, okay, cool, I'm going to go. And then there's another Muslim brother or sister in your workplace, they say I can't go. Just going to cause bare like...
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, Muhammad over there went, so why can't you come? Stuff like that.
So
Yeah,
sad,
stay
like,
strong, man.
It's not sad though.
It's sad when the Muslims who do celebrate and do go, like, put other Muslims down who are trying to practice their religion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They kind of pressure that guy.
They're used as an example.
why you not
Just
going?
come, man. It's just food, innit? It's just food.
It's national holiday. This, that.
It's once in a year. That's what I was going to say. Once in a year.
No, but this is where you
that-
need to stand your ground, man.
Yeah.
If you stand your ground for Christmas invites, everything else will be easy. Because this is like, they kind of take it to offense, innit? Because like, this is our big day. If you invited us to an Eid party, we would attend it.
I don't think they would.
No, but they'll say that, innit? They'll say like, I respect
Yeah.
your
At the
religion,
end of the
can't you
day-
respect ours?
Yeah,
Get out.
they see it as disrespect, but they don't realize like if I attend, that's me disrespecting my religion,
Yeah, exactly. So that's
and
what
that's
I'm
more
saying. It's a
important to me than your feeling sorry to my colleagues.
See, this again, this goes back to Walaa Wal Baraa, which is studied when you study Shirk.
Just for the viewers, I don't know what Walaa Wal Baraa, what it means.
Basically, is when you stay, your allegiance
Allegiance and disassociation.
Yeah, allegiance and disassociation.
Say it again.
Allegiance and disassociation. So basically, you ally yourself with the Muslims, and Eid, all the festivals, all the stuff that the Muslims partake in, you align yourself with that, and you disassociate yourself from Shirk, the people of Shirk, and their festivals. In a nutshell, basically, Walaa Wal Baraa.
And even like to stay away from this, like even like you said Eid, isn't it? Like make Eid big. Like don't make it some little thing. Like even from like to show happiness and stuff on Eid is like it's mashru. Like you're meant to do that. So make it big. Like maybe get a cake. I don't know. Like make it big for your family. Like especially your kids, so they don't want to do all this stuff. And there's one Christmas. There's two Eids, bro. You got to make it big, innit? And even like for example, like I saw a video of I think it was Sheikh Uthman Khamis, like when he was saying like how to like combat like birthdays. Like for example, like if your child is memorizing Quran, say he finishes a juz, like do sort of small thing like get him a gift or something like that. Next juz, do the same thing, so he doesn't feel like there needs to be a day where like he's celebrated. You get that? Like his birthday.
That's touched on a good point there. Because I was gonna ask, how would you combat kids, because they go to school and they have these Christmas parties. Because if they grow up to that, they'll be like, yeah, this is gonna be more of a culture thing, innit? But rather, if you're doing Eid parties on Eid day, make it big to the point where they're not even gonna care about the Christmas parties anymore. And this one it's even looked like it's good, innit? Because Eid celebrated as well.
That's the thing, man. People
and it's 2 times a year. They can even boast to their friends like, you guys just do this once, we do it twice.
But even like so what happens now is they make, like, even Muslims, they make their Christmas parties big and special, and then they do nothing on Eid. Like I've seen a lot of people say like, our Eids are so boring, we don't do anything, we go to the mosque and we come back and that's it. But for Christmas they're doing all sorts. They got a tree with all the lights on and the advent calendars and all that stuff. But that just shows like exactly what Mustafa said, like make your Eids like special, because that's a Muslim celebration. You should be proud of the signs of the Muslims, and one of the signs is our festivals, and that's Eid. And we only have 2 Eids, and Christmas is not one of them. So, like, you have to stay away from that.
Capitalize.
Yeah. And the thing about kids, in school, when I was growing up, I went to like a mostly Christian school, innit? They used to do prayers in assembly and stuff like that, And Christmas was a huge thing there, man. Like they'll start a month early, make everyone like write cards to each other. They'll bring in chocolates, carols, assemble like Christmas plays and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, that was like what 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago. I don't know how it is now, but it's probably
10 years ago.
More than that. You know, like 15 years ago.
That is
15 years ago. But they used to do it big, man. And honestly, it's hard because if your whole class is not Muslim, you're the only Muslim there, or like you and one other person.
Yeah, especially as a kid as well. You're gonna always just gonna partake.
It gets really hard, man. But just advice, like, obviously I'm not a parent in it, but like kids need to know these kind of things so they stay away from it. Like one thing I do remember though, like when my parents obviously teach me about like Jesus and stuff like that, so that he's not the son of God, he's the prophet of Allah, right? So they used to tell us, like they used to say to us, oh, remember kids, Jesus is the son of God. Literally after the end of school, they used to say that every day. And I'll just be like, nah, G, that's wrong. Because I knew my mom told me this, like, that's wrong. So I knew in my head that I'm not going to believe what they're saying because it's just rubbish. But yeah, man, it's important that children, like, they have that tarbiyah and, like, that foundation early.
It's so important.
So that stuff doesn't affect them when they're growing through school. Because I know a lot of Muslims, they go to all, like some Muslims go to Catholic schools and, like, all, like, Christian schools and stuff like that. And that's where it's really hard, bro, and the iman can go so quickly. But yeah, that's why they need to be remembered as well. Like it's hard for them.
Yeah, even like just on a side note, like schools and that now, like bro, it's finished. Like I don't know how you can even send like we'll probably like have kids like in like 5 years or something like that. But what would the state be then? Like it's just there was so much stuff just going on, like. Yeah, it's mad.
You have to be equipped as a parent, man.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that as well.
You have to be equipped, Wallahi, because basically school is an institute where it programs kids. Yes, I'm as real as they get. The programming kids. Now listen, look. If you're somewhere teaching a specific curriculum to kids in a specific way, that's a form of programming.
Indoctrination.
That's a form of indoctrination. Do you want someone else, mostly the kuffar, to indoctrinate your kids, or do you want you and your wife to indoctrinate your kids? Which one is more sound? Them, obviously you can't trust them, or you and your spouse.
You know, it's so important, the relationship between the parents and the kid. Because you see, as a kid, you always want to find, like, you're always looking for a figure to look up to, innit? Imagine if your parents are telling you this is wrong, this is right, from an early age. What's Lucy and Mark at work going to tell you? I mean, at school. if they tell you one thing, you're probably going to tell your parents like,
It gets worse than that. It gets worse than that. Yeah, exactly. They
That's
come
why
back.
it's so important.
When you
like,
tell
as
your kids
parents,
something, yeah.
Yeah, that's where my parents used to always.
Relationship with
Yeah.
them,
from early, man,
100%.
because then your kids are just going to be open.
Make them
Anything
feel
weird, they
you're
get
the
taught.
foundation for
Yeah, yeah.
You're the,
So it's very important.
yeah.
And I don't know, maybe our audience isn't that age yet, innit, when they got bare kids. But I'm just saying, equip yourself now, innit? Study your religion. So when you do get to that stage, you can give them the correct tools.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because my parents, my parents would always like ask me like after school, they'd ask me what I learned in it.
Yeah.
And they did that so that I told them like, oh, they taught me this, told me that about religion and whatever. Yeah, because we used to have those lessons quite frequently in it. And then my mum will go through it and be like, no, that's wrong. This is what we believe in. That I'll be like, okay, cool.
So important.
I'm gonna trust my mum more than I trust my teachers. innit?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, and that's the thing that we need to know, because if we don't know ourselves, how are we going to teach our kids that? They're gonna tell us what they did at school and be like, oh, okay, we're not gonna have anything to say to that, because what are we gonna argue?
And kids are smart, by the way. Like, they'll ask you questions you might not be able to answer if you're not equipped with the knowledge. So just
look at the flip side of that. Yeah, imagine the kid doesn't have a good relationship with their parents. They're young. They're hardly even talking about these kind of things at yard. So they're only gonna get fed all these silly things in it. They're being indoctrinated without any combat. And then when they reach a big age, this is all they know. And then now you're gonna have to try and wipe all of that
it's going to be difficult.
years of work that they've done on your kid. It's gonna be very hard.
children
And
are
your kid's gonna
impressionable.
even be like, it's gonna be like, no, but this is right. Like all this time, like
Yeah.
you're gonna be so stern upon what they've learned.
Yeah, because children are impressionable in it. Like they hear one thing and they'll stick on that. They'll believe it. So if they've been learning that from early, like, you know, like stuff we learned when we were a kid, like it stays with us until we're much older, because
Yeah.
we learned that when we were small in it. So if they're molding you to believe what they want you to believe, that's gonna stick with them for a long, long time. Unless you tell them what's right and what's wrong. And it's very important, like, for kids to be sent. Like, say you're a parent, right? And you yourself, you don't have the facilities to teach them whatever. At least send them to like a madrasa that
or
you trust.
madrasa, yeah.
Yeah, it's more that you trust and you know the teachers as well. Like, at least know the people of like knowledge and know the people of like who can teach your kids the right way in it. Because even there's some people they're sent to madrasas where they're teaching the wrong thing as well, Islamically. You know what I'm saying? And then that's not helping them either. But yeah, so it's important that if you can't teach them, get someone who can at least teach them. At least don't make them lose their Islam, basically.
Yeah, I think like some stuff that they teach. I think one of my friends was like, they taught them that if you cut your hair, you lose your wudu or something like that. So I'm like, bro.
Yeah. I know if you show your aura, like your wudu breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know where they get this from. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, but I kind of it's better. It's better than going to like Christian event.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Because obviously, for me personally, like, obviously I grew up. I went to like madrasas and all that. And maybe some of it was like incorrect, but I know 100%. If I do it again, I wouldn't go to a Christian school, because that's even worse. Me personally.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. A Muslim school is better than a
Yeah.
Christian school. Yeah.
Even if
You're just around Muslims, around Muslim kids, having Muslim friends and stuff like that, that's really important as well, you know. Because at least, okay, say you haven't been taught that stuff about Christmas, well, but say one of your friends has, and he knows his parents taught him that Christmas is bad, he will tell you that Christmas is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that friendship and that group, that people around you.
You won't feel left out as a
young.
kid as well.
Yeah,
Because
that
kids
as
don't
well,
like
yeah.
being left out. So if you have that community of young Muslims, mashallah, like with parents that are like Muslim, you won't feel left out when you're around them. They have them around, etc. So I think we should touch upon birthdays, because a lot of kids, they go crazy over birthdays.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that though.
No, but still, like, even forget that. What are you achieving by celebrating it? Like, is it, bro? It's no, but yeah, but like, it should be a reminder for you, if anything.
Yeah, because
Like,
you're
that's
1 year
so
closer.
annoying. Bro, if a person
What's
knows
the
the
delete for
value,
that? What's the delete for that,
I don't
bro?
think we should get to the ahkam.
Yeah, we should.
No,
Just
but-
thinking of it, just
yeah.
logically, you're getting 1 year close to death, so you want to celebrate or not. But then people will argue, oh, but I want to acknowledge the day I was born. Yeah, you can acknowledge it, but you don't need a cake, you don't need candles, brother. You don't
Acknowledge
need
it,
a
don't
gift.
celebrate it.
A lot
Yeah,
of it
acknowledge
is,
it, don't celebrate.
a lot of it is just to as an excuse to party and dress up
Exactly.
and stuff like that,
It
and
all
feel
comes down to
validated.
the same thing.
And
It all
feel
comes down to the
validated, you
same
know,
thing.
like people need attention. They need all the light on them in it, so that one day they get all the attention. You know what I'm saying, they get people messaging them and wishing them happy birthday and whatever, and that gives them, you know, like a dopamine boost in it. So they see that day as special because, like, they're getting all that. All the attention is on them on that day. So yeah, people just have the inherent need to be seen and be, yeah.
Yeah, it all comes down to the early ages, man. If you're used to doing these kind of celebrations at early age, when you get older, it's only going to get more better. Like, you're going to keep doing it.
That's kind of...
It's going to be hard to stop as well, man, because like, you're going to feel like, I've been doing it since I was young.
You're going to expect it every year.
Every year.
But even if it's Ajib, man, like, you're bare old and you're celebrating your birthday, like you know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels childish, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's my birthday today.
Blowing candles on that.
Yeah, that's
Now, other than all these points, though, I agree with like Mustafa's original point with regards to like beautifying Islamic celebrations, because I feel like if you like, for example, if you have two Eids, yeah, I don't think you need any other celebration, bro. I'm a real, and that's to be on the safe side as well. Because imagine, yeah, we should stay away from like doubtful things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any need to celebrate like other like birthdays, like for example, yeah, birthdays doesn't really have like a like,
bro, it's just a reminder, bro. Just look at your life and like, just look at what have you put forward. Like, like, I don't know, man.
Obviously, each to the end.
Yeah.
Each to the end.
Yeah.
No, so, like, people are gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's just like, what's the point?
just don't
what's
do
the
it,
point?
guys.
Yeah, what's the point? I don't understand. Like, anyone that realizes the value of his time, why are you gonna? What are you celebrating, bro?
Your birthday, yeah, 100%.
What are you celebrating? Like, you see the way like the ulama they speak about it.
What have you attained to celebrate?
I swear,
you never know. See if you have attained something, but
on your birthday,
bro. Everyone is gonna be regretful on Yawm al-Qiyamah. Like, even the person that strove hard, like he's gonna regret that he didn't strive more. So what do you have to be celebrating? Do you understand? Like, it's just like
you can argue.
Utilize the time.
Nah, but you can. Look, let me just play their side. Yeah, I was gonna say devil's advocate, but forget that.
No, but it's a metaphor, innit?
Yeah, for example, look, say it's your birthday. You're just realizing the whole year what you've done. I've done this, I accomplished this, that, etc. I need to just gift myself because on this day it's like I'm getting 1 year older and I've accomplished this, and I'm still here. I'm not dead yet. I'm being grateful. For example, you can take that example and use it with the Quran. When you memorize a juz, like you said before, give them a gift. But then you can argue, why would you do that? You're never finished yet. Or why would you do that? You still have a lot of juz to do. You can always think of it in a pessimistic way. I'm not saying birthdays I'm not saying it should be celebrated, but that's how they come across. That's the argument that they make. But that's why we don't go into logic that much, because you can see things in different perspectives, innit? We just go with what's correct, not like opinions, innit? So,
with evidences as well.
With evidence as well. And all I know is the last time I researched about birthdays and stuff, I heard there's some pagan rituals, so I stay away from it.
I feel like, I feel like, so, but
you feel like, yeah? Give me the lead, brother.
I say I feel like, but
How you feeling today, man?
yeah, I'm good, bro. How you?
Not good.
Yeah, but what was I saying? I think it's blameworthy to celebrate anything else other than to eat. Maybe like pure.
Or even one-offs.
One-off is different, but when
Just
you
leave it. Move on.
when you make it a recurring thing, that's when it gets sticky.
That's when.
Because then it becomes an Eid. Like for Eid we have it every year. So if you have on this special day, I'm going to do this special thing every single year, then
So to
you
celebrate every
implement
20 years.
that becomes an Eid then, innit? So like Christmas.
Is that the same thing as anniversaries?
Leave it.
Let's not get
I'm going to say the
To
name.
clarify
but-
the truth, bro. You know what I mean?
basically your own research, innit?
Look, when something, all I'm saying is this, yeah, if you do something at a specific date every year, then you're making it into a thing where it's like part of
You're
our
celebrating
culture. It's
it
part of,
religiously.
it's part of something. Like, we're meant to do this.
You see how people
And that
say
can
doing it
slowly drive into
religiously?
religion.
You see how people say, "Oh, this guy plays football religiously." Why do they say that? Because he's always banging ball.
Exactly.
This person's always
Who
doing the
did they
same
say
thing.
that about, bro?
Huh?
Who did they say that about?
I don't know. I don't know. But you know what I mean, innit?
Yeah, but
When
if you do
someone says
something,
doing something religiously, it means like
It's almost like
when you make it a thing, that's the issue. When you make it a thing.
Yeah.
What's important is you put Islam over everything else, over
Yeah.
your feelings and everything else. So like, if you research and you come to a conclusion and your heart is telling you that this is wrong, and you're still trying to find a loophole, then it's better to just stay away from it. And of course, like the person who has the best religion is the one who stays away from everything that makes him doubt, innit?
Yeah.
So like and again, bro, what's the benefit, man? Like, I don't even like. like it was my birthday like a while ago, innit? Like a few weeks ago. I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember a single thing I did that day because I don't give it importance. Why am I? It's a different calendar as well, the Gregorian calendar. Like, it's not even the Islamic calendar, bro. Like, why like? Yeah, that's
You summed up nicely.
day, man. Yeah, you can be so productive on that day where you're wasting it blowing candles.
Some man don't blow candles; they just get gifts, for example. Or
No, bro, I see some people go OTT, man. They
As
get
in Muslims.
they're getting huge balloons and they're like,
told him it's his birthday.
Some people get offended that they don't get any gifts from their friends, Muslims. But just stay away from it, man.
Yeah, move on.
Just stay away from it.
I'm not trying to get into the bits, fam. Like,
That was basically the last point.
And do we do how to stay away from it?
Yeah, we just spoke.
Yeah.
Well, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing about the whole shirk and
Go ahead, man.
birthdays, birthdays and stuff like that. It's important to know that we don't guide ourselves, man. It's Allah that guides us. The whole reason why we know this and why we, inshallah, stay away from it, is because Allah allowed us to, man. So that's why we have to always ask Him to keep us away from shirk and all these weird things. Ibrahim alayhi salam, biggest example of Tawheed. He went against his whole community, even his own father, because of what? Shirk. Walaa Wal Baraa. See that goes into family. Like disassociating yourself, even when it comes to family. I'm not saying like don't talk to them, be rude to them, like talk back to them and stuff like that. Nah, you can like talk to them. You can even gift them, you know that. Obviously not on their Christmas days and stuff like that. We can send them gifts. You can be nice to them, etc. You can, as they say, tolerate some stuff that they do, as long as it doesn't go against religion. Or that debate that we had. So yeah, Ibrahim alayhi salam, he went through that. He dissociated himself from his family and his people. Why? Just because of Tawheed, La ilaha illallah. And he himself, he made dua, Rabbi jnubni wa baniya an na'bud al-asnam. Ya Allah. He begged Allah, keep me and my future offspring away from worshipping idols. He made dua for that. How many of us make that dua? Let's be honest, let's be real. Just about do it. Maybe if we come across the ayah, we read it. But like, he made that dua, and that's Ibrahim alayhi salam. Imagine us now. So that's why we should never ever get ahead of ourselves and think, oh look,
Never
this
be
guy,
content.
this guy's doing this and I'm not doing it. How? This guy's misguided, this guy's doing. Little do you know is Allah's guided you to it. إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ. You don't guide who you want. Allah guides who He wants. That's why we should never ever have that. Because a lot of us, especially when you start studying the deen, you become so zealous and like, oh, he's like this. Why is he like that? This guy's jahil, etc. You have to realize it's not you that guided yourself to it. Allah opened your heart to it. So that's why just use wisdom and mercy when you're dealing with situations like this, and ask Allah to keep you away from it and keep you upon the straight path.
Yeah, even making like dua for like your dhurriya, like your offspring, that's a big thing. Because how many like people that do you see like their grandparents are Muslim, but they themselves like potentially upon like kufr and shirk, like is crazy. And like what, like when we become grandparents, like that's gonna be like years and years and years. What's gonna be going on there?
You never know. Yeah,
so it's important like to make the dua for yourself, your kids, and your offspring as well, like all the generations and that. But yeah,
just going off of the people who may seem religious or they're practicing, they're not like we're not what do you call it, free from falling into.
Exactly.
Even going to like man sharia, like a lot of people, it's extremely possible to always fall into it. So I don't think you should look down upon someone and say, oh, this is because potentially we could be falling.
Even like following your desires, like that could be seen as a form of it. Because no, even like أَفْرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ, worshipping his desires. So subhanallah,
even there was this one scholar in Saudi Arabia. He would defend the Sunnah like vehemently, like against like everyone, even like some of the people of innovation in that. A few decades down the line, he's a complete U-turn. He's an atheist and he's promoting atheism now, writing books on atheism, defending it. So like even it can happen to literally anyone, bro. So you have to always ask Allah to. So who are we? If it can happen to a scholar, like it can happen to us, you know what I'm saying? But if I want to say another like unrelated point, but about like staying away from like how to deal with celebrations and stuff like that, it's a sunnah to give like your friends and family gifts. And there's a hadith, the Prophet was like, give gifts and you'll love each other, you'll grow your love for each other. So like even just random days, like any day you have, just gift your family, gift your friends. You don't have to give gifts on birthdays and all of that stuff. Even on Eid, give gifts and spread the joy and stuff like that. But I think people think that gifts are only like restricted to birthdays and Christmas, right? But that's wrong, man. Like as Muslims, we can give gifts at any time, and that's better because, you know, we should gift our friends and family as often as we can, and to grow the love between each other. So that's another way to combat it. Like, you don't have to celebrate Christmas to give gifts. You can give anytime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps it up.
No.
It was a very interesting episode. It's good to be back. Are we gonna stay consistent? Comment down below.
It's got to be no comments because you know it's not.
But yeah, alhamdulillah, after a long wait, that's the first bonus episode.
Yeah, I think
Why not?
We'll let the camera decide.
Why not?
Yeah,
Cameraman.
we'll let the cameraman
It was
decide.
justice, man. Anyways, with that being said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.